Hey there, fellow Americans. Breaking news that you can't afford to miss Trump's backing a game-changing relief package that could put $7,500 in your pocket if you're on Social Security or SSDI. Stay tuned because I'm about to reveal the exact deposit dates and everything you need to know about this crucial new legislation. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss out on important updates that could impact your financial future. In today's video, we're diving deep into the latest developments surrounding a potentially massive stimulus package that's gaining significant momentum in Washington. This new legislation, which has caught the attention of former President Trump and numerous lawmakers, aims to provide substantial financial relief to millions of Americans who depend on Social Security and SSDI benefits. The proposed stimulus package comes at a critical time when many Americans are still struggling with the ongoing effects of inflation and economic uncertainty. This new legislation represents a targeted approach to helping some of our most vulnerable citizens, particularly those who rely on fixed incomes through Social Security and SSDI payments. Let's break down the key aspects of this new relief package. The centerpiece of the legislation is a one-time payment of $7,500 for qualifying Social Security and SSDI recipients. This amount was carefully calculated to help offset the increased cost of living that many beneficiaries have experienced over the past few years. The payment is designed to provide immediate financial assistance while avoiding any impact on regular monthly benefits. One of the most significant aspects of this proposed legislation is its bipartisan support. While Trump has been vocal about his backing of the measure, several key Democrats have also expressed their support, creating a rare moment of unity in today's often divided political landscape. This cross-party cooperation significantly increases the likelihood of the bill's passage. The eligibility requirements for this stimulus payment have been clearly defined in the legislation. To qualify, individuals must be current recipients of either Social Security retirement benefits or SSDI payments as of the legislation's effective date. Additionally, there are income thresholds in place to ensure the aid reaches those who need it most. Single filers with an adjusted gross income of less than $75,000 and joint filers with income under $150,000 would be eligible for the full amount. Now, let's talk about the timeline and deposit dates that everyone's been asking about. According to the proposed legislation, the IRS would begin processing payments within 30 days of the bill's passage. The distribution would follow a similar pattern to previous stimulus payments, with direct deposit recipients receiving their funds first, followed by paper checks and EIP cards. The tentative schedule for direct deposits has been outlined as follows. The first wave of payments would begin arriving in bank accounts approximately 2 weeks after the legislation's passage. These initial deposits would target those who have their direct deposit information already on file with the IRS or Social Security Administration. For those wondering about paper checks, they would start being mailed out approximately 3 weeks after the first direct deposits begin. The IRS plans to process roughly 5-7 million paper checks per week, with recipients being prioritized based on income levels, with lower-income individuals receiving their checks first. A crucial aspect of this legislation is its impact on current benefits. Many recipients have expressed concern about whether accepting this stimulus payment would affect their regular Social Security or SSDI benefits. The good news is that the legislation explicitly states that these payments would not count as income for benefit calculation purposes, nor would they affect any other federal or state benefits recipients currently receive. The funding for this stimulus package has been carefully considered in the legislation. Unlike previous relief measures, this one includes specific provisions for revenue generation to offset the costs. This approach has helped gain support from fiscal conservatives who might otherwise have opposed such a large spending measure. Trump's support for this legislation stems from his recognition of the challenges facing Social Security and SSDI recipients. In recent statements, he has emphasized the importance of protecting these vulnerable populations, particularly in light of rising inflation and increasing living costs. His endorsement has helped rally Republican support for the measure. The implementation plan for this stimulus payment has been designed to be as efficient as possible, learning from the experiences of previous stimulus distributions. The Social Security Administration and IRS have already begun preliminary preparations to ensure a smooth rollout if the legislation passes. For those who receive their regular benefits through Direct Express cards, the stimulus payment would be deposited directly onto these cards. This ensures that beneficiaries who don't have traditional bank accounts can still receive their payments quickly and securely. The legislation also includes provisions for those who might have moved or changed their banking information since their last interaction with the IRS or Social Security Administration. A portal would be set up to allow recipients to update their information and ensure they receive their payments promptly. An important aspect of this stimulus package is its tax treatment. The legislation specifies that these payments would not be considered taxable income, meaning recipients would not need to report them on their tax returns or pay any taxes on the amount received. The impact of this stimulus payment could be significant for many recipients. For those living on fixed incomes, $7,500 could provide much-needed relief for expenses such as medical bills, home repairs, or other essential needs that might have been deferred due to financial constraints. The legislation also includes provisions for expedited processing for certain vulnerable populations, including elderly individuals over 85 and those with severe disabilities. These groups would be prioritized in the payment schedule to ensure they receive their funds as quickly as possible. For those wondering about the verification process, the Social Security Administration would work closely with the IRS to verify eligibility and ensure accurate distribution. Recipients would not need to take any additional steps if their information is current with either agency. The proposed legislation includes safeguards against fraud and error, learning from experiences with previous stimulus payments. Enhanced verification procedures would be in place to prevent payments to deceased individuals and to protect against identity theft. It's worth noting that this legislation is still working its way through the legislative process. While support is strong, there could be modifications to the final version. However, the core provision of the $7,500 payment has remained stable throughout negotiations. The timing of this stimulus package is particularly significant given the current economic climate. With many Americans facing increased costs for essential items like food, housing, and healthcare, this relief could not come at a more crucial time. For those concerned about the status of their payment once the legislation passes, a tracking system similar to the Get My Payment tool used in previous stimulus distributions would be available. This would allow recipients to monitor the status of their payment and verify their payment method. The legislation also includes provisions for assistance to those who need help understanding or accessing their payments. A dedicated hotline would be established to answer questions and provide support throughout the distribution process. As we wrap up this detailed overview of the new stimulus legislation, it's important to stay informed about any updates or changes that may occur as the bill moves through Congress. Keep an eye on official government websites and reliable news sources for the most current information. Remember that while this legislation shows promising support, it's essential to continue managing your current benefits and finances responsibly while waiting for any potential stimulus payment. As always, consult with financial advisors or benefits counselors if you have specific questions about how this payment might affect your personal situation. That's all for today's update on this important development. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more timely updates on Social Security, SSDI, and other important benefit programs. Hit that notification bell to ensure you don't miss any crucial information about this stimulus payment and other financial news that could affect you. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.